What's going on, chat? How's things going? I know this is like spontaneous. I'm sure a lot of you didn't expect this. I know I said I was taking a break. And I was. I had every intentions on taking a break. But today, pretty good. You know, my tooth isn't hurting as much today. It's not really hurting at all. I've been having a lot of issues with this toothache, but Thursday I go and get my wisdom teeth cut out. Thursday is the extension date, man. Thursday everything is fixed. So what's going on, chat? What is going on, realm? I know I probably won't have a whole lot of people showing up for this. I originally wanted to stream yesterday. Well, Saturday, because it was my birthday, but I just didn't have the desire or the will. I don't know what was going on that day. You know, obviously we got a little itinerary going on right now. What's going on, Yeti? We're going to talk a little bit about the games of 2021. Talk a little bit about the state of Halo Infinite and the state of gaming in general from here on out to 2022, 2023, and more. And I just want to, go over a couple things. Maybe even play some Halo Infinite while we do it. I don't know yet. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. Because last time I played Halo Infinite on stream, I got murdered. What's going on? Gaming XTC X Xbox. That was a mouthful. Pause. So what's the chat doing, man? What are you guys doing? I feel like I ain't been on the stream consistently in a minute. I come on ILP. I try to stay on the whole last episode of ILP, but I'm kind of in a relationship now, and I had obligations. I made promises, man. I made promises. I had to do some stuff. So but I'm going to do a better job on separating that life with the YouTube life, if that makes sense to you guys. Because I gotta have a balance. And I'm gonna get a balance, man. So this new Windows 11 got some crazy stuff going on. I gotta delete some of this. They are tripping. Shout out to Flame with the $2 super chat. Hey, Addict. Hope you have a good holiday, brother. My holiday, it's about what it is every day, man. About what it is every day. But I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate it. What let me. Okay, that's not. Why did you recommend Ascent? That game was hot trash. I don't remember me recommending anything named Ascent. I think if I remember correctly, I remember me talking mad snap about Ascent. So maybe Gaming XTC, you're referring to Addict with a C and not Addict with a T. Because we've established, Gaming XTC, that there's a difference between Addict with a C and Addict with a T. We got this, man. We got this. So let's. What's going on, Fawn? So let's. I know this is spontaneous. I know I said I wouldn't make another one. I know I said I was shutting down the Addict Show for the rest of the year. But here we are, making me a damn liar. So let's talk about games of 2021. We've actually... Look, I've been very vocal about saying that games of 2021 has been kind of a letdown. And I'm not saying, the games have sucked, because I don't think they've sucked. I think we've had really solid games this year. And I think that... I don't know who it was. Oh, it definitely wasn't me. Because when I tried to review that game, it ran really bad. I'm sure it's fixed by now, but I don't really give second chances when it comes to performance. There's certain games that I have What are two? Like evil addict? Yes, there's two addicts. There's two addicts. And you guys know this. There's two addicts. You know, we go over and over the two addicts. There's addict with a C and addict with a T. You got Witcher on PC? No, I have it on Xbox. So hold on, let me look. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure I have it on Xbox. Let me move this over here. Let's look, chat. I think I have it on Xbox, but it would be like on the own games. See, look, 753 games. I have 753 games, and I still have no idea what to buy. I know that's a huge issue, and I know I shouldn't really have that kind of mindset, but I do have a hard time finding stuff to play. I do. I need to do better. We need to do better. Witcher W. Witcher 3. And it looks like I have Witcher 2. I don't know how that happened, but I have it. Maybe Game Pass or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's on Game Pass, but it is what it is. You know, light mode. Why do you guys always clown on my light mode? Like, you guys are the most ridiculous people when it comes to the light mode I've ever seen in my life. You guys are always like, addict, why do you have light mode? Why does it matter to you guys? Explain to me why it matters. Someone in the chat, tell me why it affects you so much. And it's not just you, Flame. There's countless people that bring up my light mode on Xbox. And I gotta know what you guys are referring to. And if there is like some secret thing that's going around in the industry that I don't know about, why does it matter that I have light mode? Someone explain that to me in the chat. I need to know. But anyway, you're letting me getting all the way over. We're completely away from the actual objective of this show. We're going to talk about games of 2021. Actually, I wish there was like a way. Is there like a way to find out games that released just in 2021? Does that exist? Games that released in 2021. So there was a video game thing. Yeah, I enjoy. I played these games, man. If there's anything that people in this chat can't say, I do play games. Like, I play games pretty consistently throughout the year. I'm not like as big into it as like Weapon Wheel and them, where they like go over all the games they beat. I know I've beat a bunch of games this year, but I never really like go into it to find out exactly how many I beat. If that makes sense to you guys. All right, so let me. Oh, so I have a. It seems that I have a show and tell. A show and tell. Hold up. Wait a minute. Oh. So, I don't think we can do that because I do think that has been broke because of I have Windows 11 now. I'll have to look at that later. I don't know. I hope they fix that. Like, I mean, Windows 11 is pretty relatively soon. So, but I'm pretty sure we can still use display capture. Yeah, we can still use display capture. We can still use it. All right, so let me go back to this. We're going to go over the games of 2021. And for some reason, my camera isn't appearing. Because that's just my luck. There we go. I don't know why that was going on, but all right. So let me lower this a little bit because we got to talk about this, man. We got to talk about that. There we go. Let's put me up there. Boom. All right. So here we go. There we go. All right. So let's close this ad. I don't know why this ad's up there. Well, Game Informer, I'm sure you're trying to get paid. All right, so January, we had Cobra Kai, Iron Conflict, MXGP. I don't even know what that is. Let's click that real quick. Oh, it's a biking game. No wonder I didn't know what that is. Hitman 3. This is the first game, I think, of the year that really took effect and people really saw the potential we had this year. I think this is the first game. Then, we had, let's not go over all the games because I do have other stuff I want to talk about. But, let's Ride 4. What the hell is that? It's a bike game. See, this is why I don't be knowing this stuff, man. Yeah, I use the timer too, Thanos. I use the timer too. Thank you for, I don't feel the need of bringing it up because I don't owe you guys an explanation of why I have the light mode, but there it is. Thanos or Thanos, however you want me to pronounce your name. That's what really happens here. Is I use the timer mode to where like during the day it's light, during the night it's dark. Maybe it should be flipped. I don't know if you can flip it or not. But all right, so. We're looking through here. I would say Madden's definitely a key point of the year. I don't like Madden, but I know a lot of people like Madden. What's Stronghold Warlords? It looks like a PC over-the-top game. I don't think I'll be playing that too much. That hurt. I'm completely spacing, David Hautright. Put some logos in the chat for any of the members here, man. Put some logos in that chat and show David Hautright. He upgraded his membership to silver. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. So we got Control. This is a re-release, though. Remember, this game got destroyed when this came out. This game got obliterated when it came out because a lot of people didn't like what was going on here. Oh, no, he's just joking. Like, Flame just likes to clown on my day mode, my light mode. I don't think he's not meaning anything by, like, malice or anything by that. So, cool down on Flame. Flame is cool. We don't need to really go too much in on him. All right, so let's go over a little bit. All right, so we got Control. If you guys remember, Control got roasted when it came out, when it got re-released because they tried to do that new thing, which it completely blew up in their face, if I remember that correctly. Destruction All-Stars, one of the first PlayStation games to come out this year, and it flopped. Like, it was so bad that it went from $65, a $70 or $60 game, to like a $20 or $30 game. Imagine what it's like to sit there and buy that game for $60, or them try to sell you that game for $60, and then a couple weeks later they lower the price drastically to $20. I think it might have been $20. I don't remember if it was $20 or $30. If you guys remember in the chat, definitely put that in the chat. I don't personally remember what it was, but that's besides the point. Let me refresh this. All right, so let's continue. Let's continue on. The Noah 2 Neo or Noah, I think it's Noah 2 Remastered, the complete edition. This is where I was really hoping that this game came out for Xbox. It does look like this is another one of those games that Xbox just doesn't get. It went to PC too, so I think that really shows where Sony was starting to be really friendly with PC on anything, really, because they paid for this exclusive. So I could see them letting their stuff go because they're getting the money from that. But letting this go to PC, to me, it shows. Okay, let's talk a little bit. I personally feel like it shows more about a game that's going to go to PC that they don't own because they bought the timed exclusivity for that game. they don't really get anything if that game goes to PC. So them letting it be in the contract to go to PC shows that that Sony is just like really wanting to work on that PC stuff. If that makes sense to you guys. I hope it makes sense. Team Ninja, Square Enix, and Atlas are all in bed with Sony. I don't know if that's true. I just think that Sony has been very vocal about working with them. So, you know, they've been handing out bags to these companies for years. I think Microsoft they need to be very big on offering a bigger bag. I think that we can definitely, there is a world where these games can come to Xbox, but Microsoft needs to be more aggressive in getting these games on Xbox. You know, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to say Microsoft isn't doing anything in that general facility to try to get over to the platform, but I do feel like they need to do more. And the reason I feel like they need to do more is because we just need more of an effort on their part, if that makes sense to you guys. And it's mainly just on the games that I want, like the Final Fantasies, the Personas. I understand that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I do feel like those games are important to the ecosystem, and not having those games is an issue. But that's just me. Hold up, give me a second. I should probably tweet the link. I need to do a better job at that, because like, first off, I didn't even really do anything in terms of tweeting the leak, because like, I didn't even plan on doing this podcast. It's just like I woke up after my nap. Yeah, I nap, man. I'm getting old. I just had a birthday, man. I'm getting old now. Hold up. Give me a second. I am doing something. All right, there we go. Had to tweet, man. Had to tweet. Now let's go to my account, because that'd be me on the IOP account doing stuff with the Addict Show. And let's retweet it on my account. There we go. All right, let's get back to this. Let's get back to the good stuff. All right, so let's read some of these comments on the stuff I'm talking about. Microsoft doesn't care. Sony is peanuts to them. But if Sony's peanuts to them, why are they still losing this stuff to Sony? That's my point. It's like Microsoft is too big of a colossal giant, and they got too much money to be getting outbid by any company. And you know, maybe it's a lot about a relationship more than money. There is a lot. I'm 30. I am 30 now. I turned 30 a couple days ago. But so there is a lot of money in terms of what they want. Because clearly, at the end of the day, these companies, they want money. But I do feel like we've gotten to the point with the money that it's not always 100% about money. Like, they still care about the relationship they have, and I think that's what you're seeing here going to, is they look into, okay, we're going to get money from Microsoft and Sony, but we have a better relationship with Sony. So, you know, for what might take Microsoft $20 million to get from these companies, and I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know what these exclusives cost. Might take Sony $10 million. Because they have such a good relationship with them, and they want to keep feeding that relationship. Both companies do. Addict Microsoft is worried about Google and Amazon, not Sony. They are, but they're not. Like, I get what you're saying, because their biggest competitors with like cloud computing and stuff is Google and Amazon. But at the same time, they're definitely still worried about Sony, because they got destroyed last generation. Let's be real here. They got destroyed last generation. So there is a means of them scared that, you know, they might not necessarily be able to do that next gen. This gen, the Xbox Series S and X. Like, the fact that they corrected the power narrative, and they corrected the the stuff that Sony went off for them. It clearly shows that they care about the clear advantages that Sony had over them. If that makes sense to you guys. If that makes sense. Microsoft would actually want Sony to survive so they can put Game Pass on PlayStation. I do think they want Game Pass on PlayStation. Is Game Pass going to go on PlayStation? I don't know. I have no clue. But so let's go over, so Persona 5 Strikers, I remember that. I wasn't really a big fan of the Persona 5 Strikers. I don't really like that Dynasty Warrior stuff anymore. I did in my, a few years ago. I was really enjoying it. I'm young. Yeah. That's what I keep telling myself. I don't feel young, man. I feel, and a lot of that has to do with me. I need to take better care of myself, man. I need to take better care of myself. I need to really focus this year on just being a better me by the end of the year. It's like I said on Twitter, I'm going to stop really entertaining the console war stuff entirely. I pulled back on a lot of that last year. This year and last year, I pulled a lot back on in terms of how I interact with the console war stuff. But I do feel like I need to improve more on that. I need to make sure that I don't give these people the time of the day to be on my timeline. So I'm going to work on that next year. I'm going to work on that. I feel like it will help me mentally. I feel like getting these wisdom tooth cut out will help me mentally too. Because a lot of the times when I be doing the podcast, I be in pain. I just don't really be saying anything. But it's just like it'd be a constant throbbing in my right or left wisdom tooth. But it's never got to the point where I can't talk. Here recently, it's got to the point where I can't talk. Do you think Hellblade 2 is a direct competitor to God of War? No. I don't think Hellblade will be able to compete with God of War. I think Rise Son of Rome, if they made a sequel and they built onto that franchise, could have competed with God of War. But I don't think that could have competed with God of War. I think they need something else. I don't know. I haven't played Hellblade 2. And I never really played Hellblade. But I'm not... There's issues I have with people talking in my ear the way they do in Hellblade. So I don't know if my mindset could play that whole game. I keep trying to play, but it just like puts shivers down my spine. Like it really does. It'd be messing with me mentally. Microsoft worried about Amazon because Amazon has deep pockets too. They do, but as we've seen, Amazon is doing the Luna thing and Google was doing the Stadia thing. I think it was Google. No, it might not have been Google. I don't know. Someone did Stadia. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Google, but I don't know if it was Google. Look how well that worked. Sometimes having money isn't going to work for anything. If you haven't built the infrastructure, or you don't want to spend the time building the infrastructure, it's pointless to do anything in the gaming industry. You got to build the infrastructure. You got to build the exclusives to get people on the platform. You can't just come in here and throw money around. We've seen multiple times that does not work in the gaming industry. All Sony needs to do is make a compatible web browser for PS5 that will allow Game Pass to run on its game on. I disagree, and I don't completely disagree with you on that, but I don't think Sony wants Game Pass on their platform. I like that Sony's putting stuff on PC. They definitely need to, because at the end of the day, it hurts no one to put stuff on PC. No one at all. Probably just hurts you not to put stuff on PC. All right, so Bravery Default 2, I've been playing it here recently, and it's a fun game. I do think that there's certain things that I would have liked differently, but there's not anything that would make me like want to turn the game off. It's actually a really fun experience. All right, so there's Yakuza Like a Dragon. I don't know what that's here. Maybe that's because it's on PS5. Because I'm pretty sure that came out on Xbox last year. Yeah, PS5. Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's another thing that's like weird that happened this year is Yakuza Like a Dragon came on Xbox first for next gen, for the current gen at this time, but at that time it was next gen. So it's kind of weird that Sega has that kind of relationship with Microsoft, that they're willing to put, a game such as Yakuza Like a Dragon that they were betting a lot on. They were changing the gameplay. It was a huge move. And they put that exclusively on the Xbox ecosystem. I think you could get it in Japan for the PS4. I don't know. I can't remember. But I do know a lot of the scenarios. I hate the presentation of Bravely Default 2. Yeah, I don't like the Muppet style stuff either. I felt like, make cutscenes. Like, if anything, do it like Tactics did. I don't like the Muppets thing. I would have preferred them to make like a Tactics scenario over anything. But it's not been enough to make me not want to play the game. But the presentation definitely should have been changed. I completely 100% agree with you there. Flame. Yakuza Like a Dragon was amazing. It was. I love that game. I actually think that game is on par with like Persona. I think Persona's better, but I do think that game could go there one day. I do think it could go there one day. Not right now, but one day it could be there. All right, Yakuza Like a Dragon. I liked Octopath graphics, sort of upgraded retro JRPG. I actually beat Octopath Traveler, and I beat the hidden boss too. Well, not the hidden boss, the real end boss of the game. I beat him, and he was a beast, man. It took me a long time to beat that dude. I think I have like 80 hours in Octopath Traveler. Hold up. I think I have it downloaded. We'll come back to this, man. Hold that thought. Hold it. We're gonna check out some Octopath Traveler real quick. I think it's at the bottom because it's like a relatively small game. Yeah, Octopath Traveler. Here it is. We got a $5 super chat from G-Man. Addict. Love the content. But this is no longer about consoles. Microsoft goes 2 billion subs with the market share. It's whole new ball game. I agree. I do agree, but I do think that they do want that console market. Like, I don't think that's something that they're 100% down on. Like, that's something that they're going to be looking at completely. But I do think that is some statistics that they have a mindset towards, if that makes sense to you guys. Like, I don't think it's one of those things where that's their priority. I do think that is one of those things where it's like, it's something that they're looking at, but it's not something that is the only thing, if that makes sense to you guys. All right. Oh no, this boss is a beast, man. I can't even remember this game too much anymore, to be honest with you guys. So this I won't be playing this game long. I don't think I can go in here either. I like to have like beat a boss, like one of these bosses, but it won't let me back in there. But like, I got all the stuff for it, man. I really like this game. I can't wait for that new game they're making. I don't know what it's called, but I can't wait for that game. I still haven't beat the final boss. Too hard for me. Octopath has a good difficulty. I think after I beat Halo, I'm going back to Yakuza series, the next. I like the turn-based Yakuza, and I think that's what I'm going to stick with. The other stuff, I'm not saying they're bad. They're just not for me. Like, I don't know why I really like the way that they approached turn-based in this game. It's really solid. Yeah, see, this is my team, man. It's a good game. Yeah, triangle strategy. I'm going to be playing that for sure. Look, I even went through the game and got all of the battle tested stuff. Like, for those of you that don't know, this battle tested stuff's like the best stuff in the game. And I even went through the game and got that. Like, this is a great game. And this is still not on PlayStation, if I remember correctly. It's kind of weird that it never got put on PlayStation. Hopefully they'll get it soon. Because this is such a good game. It deserves to go on PlayStation. It's a long game, man. It took me 68 hours to beat. 68 hours it took me to beat. Yeah, I generally, if it's a turn-based game, you have a lot better chance of getting me to play it. Like Phoenix Point, Final Fantasy. Except for this, I'm not really too big on that. But we'll go back to what G-Man was talking about, because I like talking to the chat. You know, we get a good little conversation going. We'll go back eventually. Let me switch scenes. Give me one second. Let me get a drink real quick. Got a little power. Like, we're not sponsored by Propel, like, at all. But this is what I've been drinking here lately. Cognito set me up with these, man. He put me on to them. They good. I like them. Let's go back to the chilling position, man. Let's go back to it. Games like this and Persona should be on everything. I agree. But the thing is until Microsoft's going to be more aggressive in getting that stuff, I don't see it being like that, if that makes sense to you guys. Like, Microsoft has to take the initiative to make sure this stuff is on their platform. Hold up. So, what's going on here? Halo Infinite is Meteorica. Man, they about to go at you in that chat, man. Look, there is a lot of issues with Halo Infinite, but it's not anything drastic enough to make me want to drop the game. It was still a very fun game to play. You know, and I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I can't say I didn't. I enjoyed that game. I've been thinking about doing a playthrough of Fable. Fable here. I thought you were a non-alcoholic. This is not alcohol. Like, what made you... Does that look like alcohol to you? How does that look like alcohol? That is a Propel, my dude. I think it's saying it backwards. I think I have to change the settings for that. I don't know. Intermission. I do need to get this changed. I don't like the term intermission. I think it needs to be fixed. Oh, no, it is. I'm looking at the playback. It is right side up. All right, so that's cool. It's just backwards on my end. It's not backwards on your guys' end. I like Infinite more than Doom. Doom's a good game. I don't know if I would say Infinite's better than Doom. I feel like maybe Doom is a better overall game than Infinite. I don't know, because the multiplayer on Infinite is good, and there's not really a multiplayer of that caliber on any of the Doom franchise. So I think that might balance the force a little bit, if that makes sense to you guys. Halo could be finished in 20 hours and has no replay value. I mean, you're not wrong, but at the end of the day, does that really matter? You know, like, to me, what matters is if you enjoyed the game. Addict is on the Rand diet. Actually, I've been on the Propel longer than Rand. Rand buys them by, like, the cases. And I need to start doing that. Addict, you gonna unfollow Xbox University? He attacked Digital Foundry and made it fun of when they channel got hacked, just because they criticized Halo. Look, I don't agree with him attacking Digital Foundry, but I'm not the Twitter police. If you guys have an issue with Halo, damn it, Xbox University, speak right, Addict. Go talk to Xbox University. Because, like, to me, I can't control that man's on Twitter. You know, he's his own person. If he doesn't want to do that, then he don't have to do that. Doom plays way better. Come on, man. Are you talking to me? Because I don't feel like I said one plays better than the other. I feel like you're talking to someone else. Ninja. Drunken Ninja, you know better to stand against me. You know I ain't gonna handle that. I'm gonna get you. The story is awful, but so is Halo's. I don't really. I feel like I don't know. That's a rough one. Doom Eternal. I don't know if that's an amazing experience, but I don't think it's one of those things where I would say it's better or worse. If that makes sense to you guys. And movement based instead of cover. I don't know. I don't feel like we should talk about that. Like, let's go back to games of 2021. Let's go back to that, man, because I feel like we had a moment with that, man. We had a moment with that. Let's go back to that. Bam. So let's skip certain things that we know. Marvel Avengers. That was probably one of the biggest upsets I've seen in the gaming industry in quite a bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Huge upset in the gaming industry. This is when Kingdom Hearts franchise finally went to PC. It's interesting. It took so long for this game to come out for Xbox, and I still never beat them on Xbox. Because I beat them so many times on multiple different platforms that I didn't want to go back and play them again. We got April, Outriders. I remember this time of the year, man. Who remembers when Outriders came out? Remember when that Game Pass day and date was announced? It was a pretty crazy week that week. It's a pretty crazy week. All right. So, nothing really here stands out to me besides that Outriders. Ashwalkers, I don't even know what that is. Super Meat Boy Forever. I'm sure a lot of people would like that. And then MLB The Show, Microsoft snatched that too. That was a big thing, man. I remember how crazy it was on Twitter when that happened. Oh, you could have shown more skin. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm not going to show no skin. Ain't nobody want to see a dude like that. Man, there's other places you can go to see that, man. You don't need to see it here. Don't need to come to the podcast and see it here, man. You got plenty of places you can go see that. Let's back to MLB. MLB The Show. What made this so big is because MLB The Show was a PlayStation exclusive game, and the first iteration of it to come to Xbox, Microsoft was able to negotiate with MLG and get it on Game Pass day and date. Now, it's debatable if Sony knew this was going down. People like to say they did, and I think that's bull. There's no way. Sure, they might not have liked it, but Sony definitely knew it was going to happen. Immortals the Phoenix Rising, that was a good game. I really enjoyed that. I didn't play the DLC, but that was a good game in general. Pokemon Snap. I remember I was kind of hyped for Pokemon Snap, and I never bought it. Because I love the old Pokemon games, and I never bought that. Genshin Impact, I assume that was the PS5 update. PS5 update. Returnal for the PS5 April the 30th. This is the first big game. And geez, they kind of dropped the ball, man. We could all agree that when it comes to Returnal, PlayStation dropped the ball on Returnal. Not necessarily on what the game was about, and it was the quality of the game when it launched. Felt like it could have been a lot better, and I think they need to work on making sure games that operate like Returnal come out functioning good. But I think we're at the end, like the core of Returnal is good. It's just they need to make sure that they never let that happen again. So apparently Resident Evil Village comes out in here. All right, so yeah, Resident Evil Village, May the 7th. That was a good game. I didn't play it, but it was a good game. I played probably an hour and a half of it. I've been told it was really short, so I probably could have beat that game, but I didn't finish it. But I was told that, it was a good game. Destiny 2 Season of Splicer. I didn't really play too much Destiny this year. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I kind of like dropped Destiny a little bit up until February, because that's when the Witch Queen comes out. Mass Effect: The Legendary Edition. I reviewed that game. I was sleeping on Mass Effect, and I'm glad that I actually got to come around and play it. It was a good game. I really enjoyed Mass Effect, and I feel like though that might be the best trilogy ever made. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I feel like Mass Effect really might be the best trilogy ever made, and there's multiple reasons that I feel that way. I feel that way because they did such a good job in doing game to game that you never really see anymore, ever. So I'm really happy about that. Knockout City. I played that a little bit, not too much. Me and one of my friends, Cat Daddy, we played that, and it was an okay game, but I don't know if it was one of those things that you would keep playing, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there was a lot of gameplay issues with that game, and it's not bad, and I'm sure it's still fun, but they definitely need to fix things up. Final Fantasy 14 on PS5. I'm assuming that's the next gen update. The next gen update, June, E3 time. I don't really see a whole lot here. Elder Scrolls went on. So the Gates of Oblivion. So that was integration. That was a good. So June was an okay month. Integration was good. That's about all. I don't really see anything else, to be honest with you. Scarlet Nexus. I've been told it's a good game. I have it. I still haven't played it, but I have been told that it's a good game. The Legend of Zelda. Yep, right here. The July the 16th. I streamed that game for an hour. What's funny is me and King used to argue about Skyward Sword. And, I was one of those people that I didn't like the motion gimmicks. But when I played it in July and they fixed some of the motion gimmicks, it was still pretty rough. But I feel like it was a lot better overall. So I feel like I have a little bit more thought process into The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I think that I know people are going to really get on to me for this. I think that Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is a better game than Breath of the Wild. And I say that strictly in terms of what a Zelda game represents to me. And I feel like Breath of the Wild didn't represent as a Zelda game. It's a really good open world action game. But I don't feel like Zelda Breath of the Wild was a good Zelda game. And I feel like Skyward Sword had the temples, had the story. It felt like a Zelda game. Zelda Breath of the Wild doesn't feel like a Zelda game to me. And I know that some people disagree with that, but that's just my opinion on it. I do give more respect to Skyward Sword. I completely bent the knee to King. I told him I was wrong about Skyward Sword. It's not the greatest game in the world, and especially Zelda-wise, it's definitely not one of the best Zelda-wise. But I do think that it is a good Zelda game. It's just that they would have completely fixed the motion sensing in the game. That's probably when they would have got that. How can they get on to you for that? Next, you know how these people are. If I say anything negative about Breath of the Wild, they on me, man. They on me. That seems to be about all here. This Final Fantasy Pixel remaster series, why didn't that come on consoles? Why is that only on Steam, iOS, and Android? I hate when they do that stuff. If you can put it on the platform, why don't you put it on the platform? Sony is big enough. Not Sony. Square Enix is a big enough publisher; they could easily put it on there. All right. The Ascent. There was an individual earlier. I can't remember which one of you. I think it was. I think he's still in the. I think I saw him say something. Oh, let me look. All right. I don't know if he's still in here, but he apparently I said that the Ascent was good. I don't think I remember saying that. I think if you guys remember correctly, I said that I didn't like the Ascent because there was a lot of issues in that game. It's not saying that the Ascent's a bad game because I don't think it's a bad game. I just think that the technical issues I was dealing with when that game started was crazy bad. We got a $2 super chat from Flame. Scarlet Nexus has good gameplay. Story sucks. When I played the demo, I agree with you. I didn't play the story, the actual retail game much, if any. I don't know if I even booted that game up. But I actually enjoy what I played on the demo. I need to go back to that. There's a couple games I need to go back to. I never played Village this year, and I never played Scarlet Nexus. I need to finish Psychonauts because I didn't beat that either. I don't need any of that stuff right now. Right now, I'm fine. I don't need like Orjo or anything. I do have a bag. Hold up. Let me show you how real my toothache has been. Like how real it's been for me, man. Let me show you how real. I have I have a baggie full of stuff for toothache stuff, depending on what exactly is wrong with how the kind of toothache pain I'm having. I have literally a bag full of ibuprofen, Orajel. I do have my antibiotics that the doctor gave me a couple weeks ago for that I've been taking. They're about gone though, because that's the reason my tooth feels better. But yeah, it was that real, man. It was that real. I was in that much pain that I would literally have a bag in my car dedicated to fixing the tooth pain. Yeah, it was definitely buggy. Yeah, it was Gaming XTC. Yeah, he's the one, that individual. He probably just misheard that podcast. Because, when people are talking like they are in podcasts, sometimes it gets a little confusing. But I definitely understand if you got that confused. But that definitely wasn't me. 12 minutes was a letdown a little bit to me. Did you hear that Kaw got a job at Oculus or whatever? Kaw, I knew about that before you guys knew about that. You guys really thought you found that out first? It's wisdom tooth. I got impacted wisdom tooth. I got 2 of them. This Thursday I'm actually having them all removed. All of my wisdom tooth. I only need 2 of them removed, but the doctor said, let's just get them all up out of there. Let's just get them all up out of there. So that's what we're doing. I don't really see anything else in this month, in August, besides what we brought over. I remember this, where is it? The Boyfriend Dungeon. I remember that started some stuff. September. The Artful Escape. That was a Game of the Year contender. Deathloop. That was a great game. I actually enjoyed that. I know a lot of people don't like Deathloop, but I actually like Deathloop. I think you guys just need to stop hating. It's been an okay year. I don't think the year has been so bad that we can't, the year's been a decent year. I will say that the year has been one of those years where I would enjoy playing like this year. It's just, I feel like there hasn't been that one big game that you're like, this is it. This is game of the year. There's no doubt in my mind that this is where it all starts. And I feel like in terms of that, that's where that's what we was missing. We was missing like The Witcher 3, a Fallout game, because I know a lot of Fallouts get nominated for Game of the Year. Now, Halo Infinite, I think, is the closest thing. But you better, all right. Look, man, Cog is a beast at what he does. I can't touch that quality. Cog just puts a lot of time and stuff, and like I lose so much of attention span. I can't keep my mindset that long. It's crazy the amount of work that Cog does to set up some of these ILPs. You guys have no idea how long Cog be taking to make some of these intros and stuff on the ILP. He does a lot of research, a lot of commitment, man, a lot of commitment. He doesn't get nearly enough praise that he should. Listen, bro, man, you guys are really going at that liberate mind, dude. Like, let him breathe. If you don't agree with everything he's saying, that's fine. It's not a big deal. But you guys constantly attacking him for his opinion, that's going to put less, validation upon what you're saying. It's not that serious, guys. It's not that serious. You guys don't have to go that far. All right, so let's talk about Halo Infinite. Let's talk about it. Halo Infinite, I feel like, is a really solid experience. I really enjoy it. Single player, you guys saw I reviewed it. I reviewed that and the multiplayer. Halo Infinite is probably, I would say, because I played Yakuza this year, that's my game of the year is Yakuza. But Halo is the runner-up for me because it was a very good experience. I feel like Halo 343, I don't think 343 has redeemed himself yet. But I think, damn, this is close. Like, I know people don't like some of the stuff that they've done in Halo. Let me switch the screens again. There we go. I know some people didn't enjoy some of the stuff that they did. Is it not going to work? Hello? See, this is what I be talking about, man. Why isn't my video card working? Oh, my God. It's not even a big deal. It is a big deal, but I'm not going to even give it any kind of... I don't know why that's not working. That's weird. Can you guys hear the Halo thing in the background? I like to have the music playing while I'm talking, but they messing with me. I don't think it's working. I think you guys can hear me, but you can't hear it, which is weird. Because they be constantly messing this up. Sometimes I be getting annoyed. People don't realize how much stuff that content creators deal with on... Literally, this was just working. Like, it was literally just working. I don't know why it's not working now. It was literally just working when I... Capture cards and apps. When we were just doing this. Like, when we brought this in earlier... It was working, but now for some reason it doesn't want to work, and I don't know why we have issues like that. And it might be Windows 11 because I got Windows 11. They kind of forced it on me. I don't know how it happened. I thought you couldn't get forced on Windows 11, but it seems like I'm being forced with Windows 11. So that's unfortunate. All right, so let's see if this fixes it. It's weird that it's not working. Hold on, let me check my settings. I think I know what it is, guys. I think I know what it is. I think I got that new setting on where you can't... Like, what it does is it, like, removes the volume from from the output, and it puts it in your headset. I gotta turn that off. Allow pastor. No, it's not. I don't know why my capture card's not working. It's weird, but I'm not going to keep worrying about it. It's not a big deal. It is a big deal, but I'll have to figure out why that's not working later. Halo Infinite's in a good spot. I feel like Halo Infinite can actually come out of this on top. They just need to do a couple things. They have done a lot of good things in terms of how they're playing this game out, but they do need more. We need more maps. I feel like, the biggest thing they can do right now is just go ahead and really just look at older maps. Let me reset it, see if that fixes it. Just look at older maps. Like, I'd like Guardian in here, The Pit. I think there's a lot of good games that you could play in here. And I think that that's something that they should really look into. I want a lot of the old maps in this so we can actually sit down and really enjoy, The Pit, like I said. You know how much of Halo 3 is in there and how much I would love to play that game? Play some of these older ones. That's what I want. I want them to really focus on getting us older maps. I think that's where I want. What do you guys want? Do you guys think that, older maps will work? I'm kind of curious. You guys think that they need older maps? I think they need older maps. Yeah, I probably accidentally accepted it. I feel like they need good maps too. Like, I'm not saying the maps they have now is bad, but I do feel like some of the older maps is some of the best maps in Halo, if that makes sense to you guys. Kind of curious to hear you guys' opinion. Give me one brief second, guys. I'm so weird why that's not working. Behemoth equals Guardian remade. Just saying. I can't get down on that, man. Behemoth, is that a map? Because I'm not too familiar with the maps on here yet. Hold up. Custom game. No, that is not Guardian. Come on, man. You really trying to say that's Guardian? This is not Guardian. Is this what you trying to say is Guardian? Who said that? Let's find this dude. Who said that? Gaming XTC. That's not Guardian, man. I don't have Halo, the collector's edition downloaded. I would show you what Guardian is. Pit's from Halo 3, yes. Actually, that's not Guardian. I don't know why you would think that's Guardian. Guardian is nothing like that map. But anyway, let's go on that. They need more of that. They need. People said that I don't like the ranking list. I don't like starting with BRs. I know that's Halo, and I'm not saying it shouldn't be that way, but I personally feel like if you literally put Halo in a box and only allow people to play with the BR, you're going to get scenarios where people are only playing with the BR. I don't think that's good for the game. I think it's pointless promoting one gun that everyone uses when there's so many other guns that's in the game. I feel like it hurts the game. Have everyone start with ARs and a pistol and have everyone fight for everything on the map. That's just my opinion. And I know you guys disagree. And I know that's what Halo is to a lot of people. And that's fine. But to me, Halo is not about the BR. Halo's about map control. And the BR defeats the purpose of map control because the only one's ever going to use is one gun. I see people all the time in ranked just pick up power weapons and never use them. They don't use any other weapon on the map. And when you look at the kill feed, it's literally nothing but BR, 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 BR. How is that fun? And I get it. It's very competitive. But at the same time, what's the point in promoting map control and fighting for objectives on a map when the only thing people are going to use is the BR? I will give you... I don't know. I don't think that's a remake of that either. I feel like... I don't think that's a remake, man. Why are you getting me off on these tangents, man? Where is it? I don't think that's a remake. I'm gonna just call it that. Halo should make a BR. I'm gonna be honest. I do feel like BR is important to put in Halo, and they were showing like leaked images of like a red screen going on the map, like a red circle going on the map, like closing on these maps that you see in front of me. I don't feel like that's the correct way to make a BR. If you're not going to make a BR correctly, don't even try to make a BR. Sure, you can put your own little spin on it with, putting BRs on these maps, but I don't feel like that's the BR people want. People want BR naturally. You go and you get the weapons. People want that kind of BR. They don't want just a shrinking circle on the existing maps of this game. That's just my opinion. Like, make a BR correctly or don't make one at all. Like, make the reach map. I don't think you should come in as Spartans. I think you should come in as Spartans. But I do think you should drop down in ODSD pods. I do think that's the best thing. Drop down in an ODSD pod. I do think they need to redo the call-out system in this game. What's going on, BitCloud? And I think that needs to be worked on. The call-out system, because I think right now it's pretty bad. I feel like it's inconsistent sometimes. It does point out on the map where it is, but there's no indication when you're actually playing the game if you're in that right map. You only see the notification. And I don't know. I don't even remember how long it comes up. But to me, it's like, I like the way Apex Legends does their stuff. I don't know, man. I don't feel like this map right here. I don't feel like that's midship reimagining. Like, I think that's just a unique map that they made. I don't think like it's any certain map reimagined. I feel like this map right here is just that map. It does say version 1.0, so maybe they got some plans for this in the future. I don't know what that's about. But, they need more maps. That's the whole point of this. Let's get some Guardian in here. Let's get some The Pit. Let's get some Foundry. I do feel like, I will give you this, Gamer in NXT. I do think Foundry from Halo 3, I feel like Recharge is like kind of a spiritual successor of that. Yeah, I just want Halo content in there too. You guys better get those player numbers up if you want a BR mode added. No, there's already a BR mode. All the ranked is BR starts. I don't like that. Like I said, I want to play a diverse game with diverse weapons. I don't want to play a mode where everyone just uses one weapon. And then if you look at like community games in this community, most of everyone won't play it really without BR starts, because a vast majority of the Halo community can only use one weapon. And I feel like that's not good. Like they need to be one of those people where it's like, look, like we're going to have a diverse set of weapons. What's the point of having the Sentinel if no one's going to use it? What's the point of having a shotgun if no one's going to use it? The Mongler if no one's going to use it? If you do BR ranks like they're doing now, everyone's going to use a BR. No one's going to use anything else. Very rarely do you ever see anything that's not BR. And sure, that's a lot about to me is I'm not as good with the BR as other people are. And that definitely has something to do with it. But at the same time, I like Halo to play with other weapons. And I feel like a game mode with everyone starts with BR doesn't reward people for trying new things. That's why I feel like BR should be a thing that's on the map that you have to fight for. I don't mind the pistol. And the pistol can even get a little bit more of a buff. I don't mind the pistol. But I do mind the BR. Because I feel like there's certain people, and I know that, you know, what I'm about to say is going to sound crazy. There's certain people you can't mess with a BR. And into a lot of the high-ranked players of Halo, a BR is just as deadly as a rocket launcher. Maybe not, like, obviously an AoE of a rocket launcher is going to kill more people than a BR, but some people can get more kills with a BR than they can a rocket launcher. Well, guess what? We need to go away from that. Like, to me, Halo's about map control, and BR contradicts map control. No one is fighting for anything when everyone has the weapon they want. Now, if you had to fight for the BR at a certain place of the map, you would see fights going on to fight for that BR, but you don't see that. The only thing you see is people fighting for like equipment, for the overshield, for camo, and that's fine. Let's keep that. I want people to have to fight over that. I'm just saying, can we fight for something else besides equipment, please? That's just my opinion on the matter. And that's fine. But to me, it's like I said, Halo is about controlling the map and deciding what you're willing to sacrifice for what you're willing to gain. Are you going to fight for the shotgun, or are you going to fight for the energy weapon? Are you going to lock down those parts of the map so the other team can't get it? That's what that is to me. And to me, they don't do it correctly. To me, BR encourages people to only go around and fight and shoot people. It doesn't encourage a map control. I don't know, man. I've seen people do some crazy shit with that BR. I mean, you can say I'm crazy. It's cool. Like, I'll still play BR, but BR starts, but I don't like it. I really don't. Like, I just feel like it doesn't, at the roots of Halo, it contradicts what Halo's about. I love the sound, man. I wish you guys could hear the Halo, but for some reason, it's not working. I don't know why. I tried multiple times to get the video card to show the audio, but I probably have to like reset OBS or something. I think when I put on Octopath Traveler, it was there, but for some reason it's not there anymore. Maybe I messed up. I don't know. Had to let the cat out of the bag. Came back and thought BR was Battle Royale. Yeah, they for Halo saying BR because people are so familiar with how popular the BR is definitely something that gets like miscommunication a lot, because people know what the BR is. People do not know what Battle Royale compared to a BR is. So people think that they're the same thing. Maybe for Halo we should just start calling Battle Royale like the actual name, and I said BR. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. I thought you were talking about BR. Yeah, put Battle Royale or BR. Like, don't put BR because I'll get it confused. Like I said, I think Doctor Disrespect was right. Halo does need a Battle Royale. I don't know when, not at launch, but I do think you need to drop a Battle Royale, a well done Battle Royale, 6 months to a year after Halo Infinite comes out to breathe more life into the brand, to breathe more life into the game. I know a lot of people don't like some of these big streamers, but at the end of the day, guess what? These big streamers, they know what they're talking about in terms of what's hot, what people are watching, what the trend are, what people are going to gravitate towards. They're not wrong in that. Sure, sometimes they're a little bit too much in how they try to get their stuff. And I will say to a point, some of their stuff is biased. They want stuff to have BR because that's what their brand is. So, they want to have stuff to stream to people. No, I haven't played Destiny a lot. I need to get back on Destiny. I do. It's not that I hate Destiny. I just feel like right now, Destiny isn't where it needs to be. It's gotten better with this 30th anniversary thing, but I do think it needs to improve some more. The original Halo games aged badly. This is coming from someone playing the series before since 2004. I agree with you. Some of them did. I don't think they aged badly to the point that they can't be played, but you can see the age in the game. Halo can survive without one, but a good BR could make it so popular. I agree with you. Halo definitely could survive without a Battle Royale. But I do feel like they need it. They need it because they're sooner or later, the gameplay in Halo is going to get stale. And that's not from people like me playing it. It's from the casual people that play Fortnite, that play Warzone. That's why you need to get them in there. And sure, you might split your fan base a little bit. Imagine, I feel like Halo is a great game to do Battle Royale. That's why I don't understand why people get upset when people say to put one in Halo. I think it's a good game to have Battle Royale. Drop certain guns down. I think it should be more map controlled Battle Royale than anything, not necessarily gun control, but gun control is important. But I think it should be a lot more map control. Like maybe have certain retraction bridges, like bridges that you could put up. I think you can go that direction with a Battle Royale. Obviously, have other ways of getting to every objective, but have shortcuts that you can, if you fight for that objective on the map, you can raise bridges and stuff. I think that's a good way of doing Battle Royale because it still is the core of Halo, but it's not so far-fetched that you wouldn't expect it to be different from a Battle Royale. See, but you can't have that kind of mindset life supremacy. You have to try to make sure that you still incorporate things that's popular right now. And I think Halo can do that. It'd be different if I felt like Halo couldn't achieve a Battle Royale, make sense, and be true to the brand, but I do think it can. Valorant's far from trash. You probably getting bodied. Look, never played Valorant. I kind of want to try it one day. Probably give you guys. We're about to talk about the state of gaming here soon, because I think it's looking good. It's looking real good. So in conclusion to Halo Infinite, I think the campaign needs to evolve throughout years. I don't want them doing what Destiny does, where they do a season pass. I want them just to focus on maybe 2 big expansions a year, one at the beginning, one at the end, and just have that tell the story of Halo Infinite. And then just focus on the multiplayer doing that. I don't want them to drip feed us content. I want 2 big content drops a year, and I feel like that would be the best case for Halo Infinite. I don't know if they're going to do that. We'll have to see, but that's the way I would want them to handle Halo Infinite. Yeah, perfect shot. I get that, but I feel like they could easily do this. They just have to. You got to put time behind it. You got to get people Like, as much as you guys don't like it, Dr. Disrespect, got to get some developers that make Battle Royale, got to get some people that play it religiously, and you got to find a good way to incorporate into the Halo Infinite universe. I don't think Valorant is on Steam. I think they have their own website you have to download it on. I don't know though. I don't play Valorant. But Valorant is definitely a big game. People that keep clowning Valorant in the chat, I don't think you really know what you're talking about in terms of Valorant. Like, it's a really big game. But that's just me. Battle Royale wouldn't be a trend for Halo when it pretty much has a story and modes like Big Team Battle, which already has. That's cool. Then what they need to do, instead of making a Battle Royale, they need to evolve Big Team Battle, kind of like what they did with Warzone, but do it where it's not so microtransaction-y, and evolve it properly. Kind of make it like more of a Battlefield scenario, where it's like 32 Guardians on 32 big maps. You have big giant planes, pelicans. You got scorpions that can hold up to 3. Make it more something like that. But I do feel like some of the core things when it comes to more people. Look, I'm not going to tell you Big Team Battle is bad, because I don't think it is. Big Team Battle is good. But I do think that they need something else besides just Big Team Battle. But as far as the story, that's why I said, every 6 months, drop a sizable content and story of 5 to 10 missions, well-told missions, some new lore, and I think we'll be fine with that. 250 million PCs and Xbox games with 60K peak. The thing about PC gamers, though, is PC gamers are all fickle. They're everywhere. They're playing Valorant. They're playing Fortnite. They're playing all the little games that's in there. They're playing mods on stuff. So, there is a lot of scenarios that goes into why the 250 million on PC. Just because PC has the potential to get 250 million people doesn't mean that's how many people are playing. How many people in this chat have a Steam account that never use it? How many people in this chat has made multiple Steam accounts because they lost access to their first one? They still count that. That's still a user on Steam. That's what I would like. I would like for them to do kind of like Call of Duty Blackout does, where the maps of Halo is on the Battle Royale map, like Guardian, the Pit, Haven from Halo 4, and maybe even have multiple of them switch stuff up. Like, I think that would be cool. I don't know how much work that would take, but it would be cool. BR meta ruins the gunplay. That's why I'm saying make it make sense to Halo. It's not Fortnite. You ain't building Eiffel Towers. Make it make sense to Halo. So besides Halo, you guys know how I feel about Halo. An amazing game. Go download it. Go download it right now. Let's talk about the future of gaming. The state of gaming. Let's talk about that. I feel like we're in a really good spot right now, guys. I feel like Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, a little bit less on PlayStation, because I do feel like they got a little stuff that they got to work on, for me personally. Because, over here on Xbox, I'm really enjoying the future of Xbox. And maybe it's not necessarily that I feel like PlayStation doesn't have more to offer. Maybe it's because for right now, they're offering the same type of game, and I feel like Xbox is being very diverse in how they offer their games. You got services such as Game Pass, where you can get access to a lot of different stuff. You can have it pretty much there's games for anyone, game for any genre, and for gamers that really enjoy multiple different genres, you can really get your bang for your buck because they're offering something for everyone. And I think that's what we really need to congratulate Microsoft for is they're offering that kind of perspective to everyone. And I don't think that people really give Microsoft the kudos for that. Sure, some of them are on PC. Sure, we get Gears Tactics on PC before Xbox. Sure, we get Age of Empires on PC, and it's probably not coming to Xbox. And if it does, it'll be in like 6 months to a year. But it's still accessible if you want to play it. You could still get a PC if you want to play Age of Empires. You could still get a PC if you want to play Halo Infinite. I do feel like Microsoft needs to be better on offering exclusive stuff to both platforms. If you're going to give Age of Empires exclusively on PC, make sure there's something to balance it on Xbox. Because I do feel like that is an issue. Because you're clearly favoriting one brand over the other. Gears Tactics, and that's another thing. If a game can work on console, I can understand Age of Empires. If you can't get that working on console, that's fine. Every now and then, games that go on a PC only, I can understand that because certain things you need the keyboard and mouse for. But Gears Tactics, there's no reason why that game couldn't have came on Xbox. They pushed that on PC because they wanted to appeal to that PC crowd first. And I get that, but at the same time, you need to put stuff on Xbox too. If you can make a game work on Xbox and you put it on PC exclusively only, that's bullshit. And they need to make sure that they don't do that. That's my only issue with what they do with this PC stuff. It's like, look, Gears Tactics is an amazing game. No reason why the Xbox crowd had to wait for that. No reason. Microsoft should be ashamed of how they handled that situation. And if Age of Empires 4 comes to console, that's cool. And that shows again, let's talk about Flight Simulator. Sure, it might be a little bit different because I think that's only on Xbox Series S and X. But maybe you should have delayed the PC version to make sure they come out at the same time. Maybe that. Maybe delay it from last year to the launch date of the console. That's my personal representation of that. And I know I know nothing about running a multi-trillion-dollar company or running a gaming division such as Xbox. But this is me looking from the outside looking in as an Xbox content creator and as an Xbox gamer and as a gamer in general. I see the fact that, there are certain things that I don't like. It's literally called PC Game Pass. It wasn't called PC Game Pass for a while. But even if it is called PC Game Pass, it still has an Xbox studio making that game. There is no Xbox exclusive games. So part of me feels like if you're going to do this, everyone plays scenario, what they're always saying, you can't have it one way and not the other. If you're going to say these type of terms, it should be on both ends of the spectrum. Not just PC, not just Xbox. It should be both. That was a rant that I did not intend on doing. I don't believe in that. It said Chill Addict, RTS games should only have PC in mind first. I don't believe in that. If a game can function on console, it should be on console. And Dylan A saying Xbox players are second-class citizens. I don't blame for people for feeling that way. Because when we're paying Xbox Live Gold and PC, sure, they're not getting games with gold, but let's be real here. Games with gold isn't worth paying for anyway. And we're having to pay for that on top of not getting certain exclusives first, or at least at the same time that PC does. How is people supposed to feel? Are we supposed to just let that slide? No, that is not right. And they need to make sure that they do better on that going forward. Look, man, Dylan, hey, you being too much in that chat, man. I'm going to be real with you. You got to calm down a little bit. Being too much in that chat. But regardless if they have an issue with some of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the messaging, some of the stuff that they do, I honestly will say Xbox has a very good future. And I think that people need to see that. I got to have this on. I don't know why. I just got to have it on. I think that Xbox has a good future. They do. Let me bring up a page. Let me bring up a page, guys. Did I delete that? Yeah, I did. No matter. I don't know if I want to talk about that. We got a $2 super chat from DV. Opinions on Ubisoft losing a ton of employees. I've said this multiple times over and over again. And part of the reason I don't even want to talk about it, but I'm going to, is because I'm tired of repeating myself. These slimy people in these companies, men and women, because women be doing it too, just not as much as men. Look, if they doing these and they making people feel uncomfortable, I don't know if this is Ubisoft, but I'm talking mainly about the Blizzard thing. I'm assuming Ubisoft is relatively around the same thing. People getting passed up for promotions, people getting, having toxic environments. We need to get these men up out of here. These men, these women, need to get all these management up out of here. There should be no pass go, no collect $200. Get them up out of here. That's the only thing I have to say about that. Like, and people need to be more vocal about that. Like, there are certain scenarios where, just saying that we're not for toxic environments is not enough. Call companies out. Don't just say because that's the part that annoys me. People will say, oh, we're not for, toxic environments. We're for this, we're for that. But they won't call the actual company that's being attacked, like Blizzard, like Ubisoft. Like, it's like, look, like, if you have an issue of how things are being ran, don't try to be general statements. Call that company out directly. But that's just me. I get it. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors, and I think people need to realize that everything is not a black and white area. There's a lot of gray in the world. Series X a quote to a pretty powerful PC. I agree, Adam. No reason exclusive for PC. That's what all I'm saying, man. If the biggest reason they can't do it is because of PC, is because of keyboard and mouse, I can get down on that logic. I think it still sucks, but I can get down on that logic. All right, so I agree with you, man. I agree with you. They're going to do whatever they can to get your money. They're going to do whatever they can. All right. Well, all right, so let's go over here. This is a very good, bright future. I have to be honest with you guys. Like, the fact that this is Xbox's game studio, this is exciting to be an Xbox gamer, to be a gamer in general, because even if you're on PC, you have access to these games. Sure, some of these online games, you might run into some cheaters. You can run into cheaters on PC and console, but I feel like it's more dominant on PC. It's more open on PC. People openly say they cheat on Twitter on PC. You don't see that a whole lot in games on consoles. So 343, obviously we know who they just made Halo Infinite. Great game. Scored high. People loved it. World's Edge made like a great game too. I think it was like an 83, 84 on Metacritic. Solid review score. People loved it. The Age of Empire community loved that game. I have people in Discords right now playing that for the most part. The Coalition, we ain't seen them in a couple years, and we're gonna see them probably in the next couple years. I think it was rumored that they're going to work on something else before they work on another company, on another game, so we won't see a Gears from them next. So that's interesting that, we might actually see them work on something else. Compulsion Games. Keep in mind, this is the only company we don't know anything about. So I'm kind of curious on why Microsoft has been so hush-hush with this particular company. Can people put in the chat what you guys think it's going to be? We had that Project Midnight leak that Jez Gordon did, which was pretty good leak, but we got to be realistic here. We still don't know nothing about that game. Double Fine. They make quality platformers. I'm still with my hashtag make Banjo-Kazooie. Double Fine. Take some people from Rare and take some people from Double Fine. Hire some contractors if you need to and get that done. We need a Banjo-Kazooie. And I'm tired of people acting like I don't deserve my Banjo-Kazooie. I don't care about Perfect Dark. But I don't go on a rant saying we don't need Perfect Dark. Because I can understand people like Perfect Dark. So understand that I want my Banjo-Kazooie. Get off my back, people. I'm not specifically talking about any particular person in the chat, but you guys get what I'm saying. The initiative. Once again, I don't care about Perfect Dark, but I understand it is to a demographic of people that's on Game Pass. People are going to enjoy that game. For instance, Netflix, right now, I haven't been able to cancel that service. Witcher came out this year. This month, not too long ago, what's it called? Why? Season 3 came out. That was in October. November, I think it was 7 Deadly Sins. I can't remember if it was that exact month, but they're always releasing good movies. Well, relatively okay movies. I feel like they do way better on TV shows than they do movies, but that's just me. When am I ever going to cancel that service? Not to mention the months that if I would cancel it, I'll forget. That's what we're talking about on here. Exile, make great games that I love. You know, they just made The Witcher. You guys, not The Witcher, Wasteland. You guys saw how much I enjoy turn-based games, and they do it really well. Look, Perfect Shogun. I'm going to point out that I want my Banjo-Kazooie, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Ninja Theory. We saw how good Hellblade 2 looked. It's going to be a great game. Obsidian. The Outer Worlds and Avowed. Going to be great games. Playground Games, Fable, and Forza Horizon 6. Whoever the hell they make next. Great games. Rare. They're probably going to continue making Sea of Thieves until they figure out what Everwild's going to be. Turn 10. Forza Motorsports 7 or 6 or 8 or 9. Don't play racing games. I don't know what number they're on. But clearly, that's going to be something here. I will say Undead Labs is a wild card. We don't know what kind of quality Undead Labs is going to be. But I got hope for them, but we got to see exactly what they do. Now, Bethesda Software. Bethesda Game Studios making Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. People, what's up, OJ90? People that sleep on this product, on the Elder Scrolls 6, you guys have no idea the amount of magnetism that people love that game. You guys have no idea the amount of noise that this game's going to make the closer we get to its release. Sure, it's going to be a couple years. We probably won't see nothing on it for probably 2 to 3 years, and the game probably won't come out for 3 to 4 years. But when this game starts dropping information, it's going to be an event. Starfield comes out next year. That's up in the air, and I'll give you guys that. We can give our reserves where we have to see more about Starfield. I personally am excited for Starfield because they make games that I enjoy. Alpha Dog Games. One of these studios is a mobile studio, but I don't know which one it is. I don't think it's Roundhouse Studios. It might be Roundhouse, but I don't know. It's neither Alpha Dog or Roundhouse. I think it's Alpha Dog. I think Alpha Dog's the mobile studio. But ZeniMax Online, great game for Game Pass. Great studio for Game Pass. Always going to pop out the Elder Scrolls and the Fallout 4s. I don't think they work on Fallout 4, but Fallout 76. But I'm sure at some point they've helped the Bethesda Software. I think the Austin studio make it. Tango Gamework. Obviously, their next game is going to be an exclusive to PlayStation. But after that, maybe we'll get an Evil Within 3. I know a lot of people like Evil Within. There's a lot of people sleeping on that game, Eric the Beard. Yeah, I kind of figured Alpha Dog was the mobile studio. They're probably the people that made Fallout Shelter. ID. Doom is fantastic. I don't think they're making another Doom. They might go to like, what's Doom? What's the other game that people always be talking about? There's another game that's kind of like Doom that people think that they're going to make. And if they make that, then they can still use that type of template and use it, obviously adjust it. Arcane, I want a Dishonored 3. That's what I want. I want a Dishonored 3. I hope I get it. Machine Guns, they're making Indiana Jones. I kind of want a Wolfenstein 3 from them. I know they just started Indiana Jones, so hopefully maybe they made Wolfenstein 3 between the time. Because have they just been sitting around doing nothing all these years? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping they have something. It's hard to tell. Yeah, Quake. Thank you, Flame. Quake. Machine Guns, I hope they have something. I'm not saying that, they have to make a Wolfenstein 3, but I really hope they do because I know a lot of people like that franchise. Roundhouse Studio, brand new studio. We've never seen nothing of it. So I'm sure we'll probably see something from that next year. So let's go over the game that we'll probably see the most of quicker. 343 Industries is going to be making Halo probably this entire generation. We might see something from them at the end of the generation that's not Halo-wise, but I would assume that 343 is going to make Halo the majority of this generation. World's Edge probably will pick up a new IP on top of Age of Empires. Hey, Addict, Undead Labs has waiting. Yeah, we'll get to that here in a second. Okay, World's Edge, I think they'll pick up something else besides Age of Empire. Maybe make an Age of Empire type of game in like maybe a Gears universe or a Halo universe or something like that. I don't think they're going to work on Age of Empire the entire generation. Coalition, I think they're going to make this small game, Gears 6, and then they're going to make a new IP after Gears. I think after Gears 6, Gears is going to be put up on the shelf for a while. That's just my opinion. Compulsion. We might see this game next year. Turns of gameplay might come out the year after. I don't know. We'll have to see how this is. This is a pending question. Got a lot of faith in Compulsion games. I feel like people are sleeping on them, but we have to see them actually come out. Double Fine's a wild card. They can make whatever the hell they want because people respect that company. They actually have a game called Massive Chalice that I really enjoy that I hope that they revisit. I doubt it. Highly doubt they'll make a Massive Chalice too, but I really liked Massive Chalice, and I would really like if they made that game. Xbox Game Studio Publishing. This could be anything. You guys know how that is. The Initiative, they're going to make a Perfect Dark, maybe a Perfect Dark 2 at the end of the generation. I think we'll see Perfect Dark probably next E3, maybe next Video Game Awards, because clearly they've been really putting a lot of emphasis behind the Video Game Awards. And I could see Perfect Dark coming out 2023. I don't know. Exile, don't expect anything from the studio for a long time. I don't think because they literally just made Wasteland. So I would say you probably won't see their new game as far as like a reveal. Maybe to like 2023, you'll see a reveal. And then maybe 2024, you'll see gameplay. Maybe it'll come out that year. I don't know, though. I don't know how far along they are in that game. Mojang Studios, I love that they did something else besides Minecraft, but I know Minecraft's a huge moneymaker, and they're probably not going to do anything besides Minecraft. And I have to respect them for it because Minecraft is a lot of money that is to be made. Ninja Theory, Hellblade 2 and another IP from, they're making a lot of stuff, but I'm talking about like in terms of their big stuff. I would expect Hellblade 2 to not be their only game they make this generation. I hope not. Then again, the Initiative, Ninja Theory probably took the hit the most because of the pandemic, because they do a lot of mocap, and I feel like there's got to be a lot of time they lost because of mocapping during the pandemic. Obsidian, Avowed, beginning of 2023. I think we'll see gameplay next E3. Obsidian, I think that will come out at the beginning of 2024. I don't think people realize how far the Outer Worlds 2 is. I don't think it's nearly as in early stages as people think. Plague Guardians, Fable, 2023. Maybe 2024. I don't know. We might see gameplay in 2023 and it comes out in 2024. I don't know. Rare, I don't even know. They're going to keep building on Rare. I'm not the biggest fan of Sea of Thieves, but I do enjoy playing it with friends. But I don't think it's one of those things that I would say is like a huge thing. I do think it's like the flagship title they made last generation, because clearly Sea of Thieves is a moneymaker and they're going to keep supporting that shit. Turn 10, Motorsports coming out next year, and then maybe 2 years after that, the next Motorsports. I think Forza and Motorsports will probably go back to their every other year thing, or maybe, every 3 years. I don't know. Forza 2026. I don't think Fable's coming out in 2026. Undead Labs 2024, maybe 2025. I don't know how far along they are in development when it comes to that game. Bethesda Game Studios. Starfield obviously next year. And then I would say Elder Scrolls 6 will see gameplay 2023. Maybe the game will come out in 2024, 2025. I doubt Fable's next year. I highly doubt Fable's next year. Arcane. I like a Dishonored. I highly doubt that we'll get one anytime soon. They're making that Redfall game or Redfall. I'm gonna reserve my opinions on that game until I see more about it. But we need to see more about that game, and we need to see what Deathloop Studio is making after Deathloop. I hope it's Dishonored 3. I hope Microsoft greenlights another Dishonored. Machine Games. I would like Machine Games to help other studios because I feel like they're a talented studio. I think Microsoft, they need more support studios. I think neither buy some support studios or turn some of these into support studios. Maybe, like, I'm not talking about like more than one. Like, clearly they can work on their game, but like have half the studio as a support studio for the rest of the developers and the other half work on a game. Because I do feel like they really need help. There's a lot of studios here. They need at least one support studio. Like, to me, all of these are competent studios that would not be a support studio. Even Machine Games. The only reason I'm saying Machine Games is because, you know, they work on a lot more closed narrative focused games. So I think that maybe theirs take a little less to make. But I don't know anything about development, so that might be completely inaccurate. But I feel like, you know, maybe hire a couple or make a couple support studios from the ground up. I feel like that's the best way to do. Prey 2, I wasn't the biggest fan of Prey. Roundhouse Studio, I think we'll probably see something by them next E3. They've been working on a game for a while. I just don't know what they'll be working on. And what's crazy, you guys, like, all these games. Yeah, Indiana Jones 2024 sounds about right. That's a lot of games, guys. And that's not to mention the little indies that they be getting in Game Pass all the time. Like, anyone that says Microsoft isn't going to compete this generation, you're really not paying attention. Like, you're really not paying attention. I don't think you guys realize how much Microsoft is investing into this platform. And they're going to do some numbers, man. I really do. I really and truly believe this year's been a good year for my Xbox, and I don't even think it was a good year. Like, I think this year, as good as a year as it has been for Xbox, it's going to be a filler year compared to what years in the future Xbox is going to have. Microsoft Studios and Redmond is a support studio. Then they're fine then. I just feel like I would like for them to have like a support studio or two. Yeah, people don't realize, like, they're going to come out swinging. And when I mean swinging, they're going to come out swinging and not miss people. They're going to hit people left and right. I mean, if you think that, Dylan A, that's cute. Like, all I know is, I mean, if you want to take it there, well, we could take it there. PlayStation. What is PlayStation doing after Horizon and God of War? Because PlayStation's games take 3 to 5 years to make. Xbox is going to have shit every year. High quality every year. PlayStation's going to have probably the best games on the market still. But at the end of the day, does that matter when you don't have consistent stuff to play? I don't think it does. I think people are going to play PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation games. But in terms of what you're going to be playing the most, people are going to start gravitating towards the Xbox brand because they're going to be on the Xbox most. Sure, PlayStation's still going to be bought, and PlayStation games are still going to be bought. But it's not going to be one of those things where people... Oh, that's fine, Dylan. But it's not going to be one of those things where people are going to be... They're going to feel like they have to play it 24/7. Because right now, I feel like 25 games of development means nothing to me, Dylan A. Hardhead hates when I talk positive about Xbox. Final Fantasy 16, I'll give you that. Spider-Man 2, I'll give you that. Wolverine, I'll give you that. KOTOR, I don't know. Yeah, I can give you that. Saint Monica's working on. That's probably early in development, maybe 6 months to a year in. People don't realize too how much the pandemic has slowed stuff down. Factions like, okay, let's go over. All right, let's go over these. Okay, Final Fantasy 16. That's a 2023, 2022 game. Most likely 2023 because we still ain't seen no solid gameplay from Final Fantasy, and we haven't seen it in a couple events. So that makes me think that they're going to show it next year and it's coming out the year after. I might be wrong, but that's what I think. Spider-Man 2, 2023, 2024 game. If we see gameplay next year at their event caliber that's on E3 level, then I will give you a 2023 release date on Spider-Man. But until we see that gameplay next year, I can't say it's coming out next year. We'll say God of War. God of War, we still haven't seen no gameplay whatsoever. So that makes me think that they're going to show gameplay. Well, we've seen gameplay, but not like that in-depth stuff that we're used to. So it makes me think that next year, what we're going to end up seeing is we're going to see that in-depth thing with the release date saying that it's coming out in 2023. That's just my opinion. And Wolverine, that's 2024, 2025. I don't see Wolverine coming out anytime soon. And Factions 2 will come out eventually. I'll give you that. But it's just hard to tell when that will come out. I don't call people PlayStation rats. You know, I don't know, man. God of War is definitely a solid experience, but I'm a probably... Okay, so the entire slate has no gameplay. Where's the difference between Xbox and Microsoft and Xbox and Sony, and it's not anything good. I do think Sony does this better. Is I can expect to see gameplay later on through the year, and they still release Starfield in the holiday because they're known to do that. They don't. Sony doesn't normally do that. They don't normally release stuff in the holiday season. They usually end it around September, October. They don't usually go anything past that. And sometimes they don't even go near those dates. So to me, like, are they going to show it at their E3 event, which would be in like June, July, and then release the game 3 or 4 weeks later? Like, when are they realistically going to say the release date for God of War? It wasn't at the Video Game Awards. You know, I guess it might be at some event, but once again, if it is at a random state of play, which I don't think they do that, they normally try to advertise that state of play for at least a week to two. So they could easily do that. I'll give you that hard head. But to me, the part that I don't understand is they usually don't do release dates that early into the year. Sometimes they will, depending on what kind of game it is. But it's like I said, Horizon Forbidden West. I said the same thing on Iron Lord's podcast multiple times that we haven't seen nothing on Horizon Forbidden West, and I think it's a 2022 game. And people clowned on me saying it wasn't, and guess what? It ended up being a 2022 game. We probably will see like a review. Like, we'll probably see some kind of announcements next year for Final Fantasy VII Remake 2. I don't think God of War's coming out next year. You know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is. We got 103 people in here, man. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I know this is, most of the time you guys know that the show's coming. I usually promote it the night before, the morning of, but today was like spontaneous, and I appreciate you guys coming through. Yeah, Deathloop will be on Xbox next year, but at that point, Justin Spot, I don't think that matters. Like, we can't really give props for getting a timed exclusive that another platform got. Like, when Final Fantasy VII remake, if it ever comes out for Xbox, like, are we going to give them props for getting something that they should have had from the start? I would like that they would be there, but to me, I want them to be there more consistently. Hustle, I didn't contact Hustle because it was so late into the day, and I told Hustle that he could, the rest of the year is is good. Like, I didn't want to bother him. September, October, maybe. I mean, it's possible, but I feel like we would see more on God of War by now. But let me ask you guys a question besides all that, because we're about to end this here pretty soon. What I have considered putting a third seat into this show, into the Attic Show. 3. Me, Hustle, and a mystery person. Who would you guys feel like has good chemistry and good energy to be this third seat? Who do you think will be this third seat? I actually reached out to Kid Smooth to be this third seat. He's got a lot going on, so I doubt he'll do it. But I want a third seat to have better chemistry between me and Hustle. I won't go over 3. I'll never go over 3. And the fourth one will be a rotating guest sometimes. I do got a lot of guests planned to come on the Attic Show next year, though. I'm going to probably try to get more developers on here, too. Because I actually know a lot of developers. So I'm kind of curious on what you guys think that I should do in terms of putting on this channel and making a panelist for the Attic Show. Snowball Mike, I'm pretty sure he's not going to come in this show. Like, he would be a guest. I'm pretty sure he can be a guest, but I doubt Snowbike Mike would be a panel member. Keep in mind, I said panel member. I didn't say guest. Diller Gaming, he's got his own podcast in the exact same day the Attic Show is taking place. J-Dubs, I don't know. That's a mystery. I'd like to get J-Dub, but sometimes J-Dub is J-Dub. I'm reading the chat, guys. I'm reading the chat. I'm kind of curious. Erica, I'd like to get Erica. That would actually be a good choice, but she's on the West Coast. That'd be really hard to do. Fonzarelli, he's definitely a good guest, but I don't know. I tried to get Fonzarelli to be on the show before I reached out to Hustle, but that didn't work out so well for me because he's always so busy. Rand has his own show. I don't think he would ever do that. I got no problem with Crap Gamer, but I don't think I would actually put Crap Gamer on the show. We just have different visions on what content is. Zalker, that'd be cool. Invite MBG? No. A female would be great. There's just not a lot of female in the community, man. And it's not necessarily... I got to find one that has good chemistry between me and Hustle. And that could be difficult. Erica would be a great choice, but Erica is on the West Coast. And that would be hard. Unless I moved the podcast up in time. Which I don't want to do that. K-Mega, that's good. I like K-Mega. Flip... Kino developers say they make a plan for Xbox port after they take a break. They should just pay someone to do the port. They clearly made so. Bring someone new. The thing about the new thing is I'd have to rotate the new people out over and over again until I find someone good. I don't mind bringing in people established, but brand new off the lot is really hard to do because it's hard to find people that really resonate with the people already on the panel. The good thing about that is it's just me and Hustle. So it's not hard, it's not as hard, but it's still a difficult thing to do. I would like Kid Smooth. Me and Kid Smooth have known each other for years, and we have the best chemistry I know out of the majority of people. I'm pretty sure he would work pretty good with Hustle. Ashlyn Luca, she works. I don't know if I think she's on the East Coast. I don't know. So, I would like Tim Dog. I am going to get Tim Dog as a guest. I don't think Tim Dog does a lot. And he does a podcast on Tuesdays. He does RDX. So I don't know if he would be willing to come on like that. Miles, I've asked Miles multiple times to come on the Attic Show. Always schedule conflicts. So, after I asked you 2 or 3 times, I'm pretty much done asking you at that point. Clearly, he's a busy dude. I can't, I keep trying, but if someone's that busy, there's just nothing I could do about it. He does a lot over there at Windows Central. And I have a really weird time frame that makes it hard for people to get on. Forte. I like Forte, but Forte does enough, man. Keep it at 2 then if you can't get smooth. I'm trying to get smooth, man. I'm trying to get smooth. I'd like to get smooth. What I'm probably going to do is start. I know Jeff Grubb's going to come on sometime next year. I appreciate Bacon Life. Bacon Life. I'm trying to get. I know Jeff Grubb's going to come on. I'm going to reach out to Snowbike Mike. ACG is eventually going to come on. He's been really busy here lately. But I do want him to get him on here. I know some people don't like Dreamcast Guy, but I get a lot of people. I get why people have issues with him sometimes. He's a very outspoken individual, but I'm an outspoken individual, so I can't really attack someone for having, a very open agenda. Like, not necessarily agenda. That's a bad word. That's a bad phrase to say. Like, a very vocal voice that you don't care if it offends people. And I feel like a lot of people have issues with Dreamcast Guy, but I'm not one of those people. I feel like he's a very good content creator, and he's vocal sometimes, man, but we're all vocal. I mean, you guys will make it very clear you don't like him in the chat, so it's okay. I feel like at that point, it's anyone's ball game. But, probably going to end this here. I don't know how I went for 2 hours. I have no clue how I went for 2 hours. I was going to stream something, but I'm going to keep the Addict Show and the streaming thing separate. Keep in mind, I will be moving everything streaming-wise to Twitch. So if you want to follow the Twitch channel, definitely go over there. We're going to be doing more IOP Lords Let's Plays there. Like, me and King need to finish It Takes Two, but I think me and Cog might play It Takes Two. Because me and Cog doesn't really play a whole lot of games together because of our weird scheduling issues. So we might try to play that for a couple streams on the Xbox. Because I really like It Takes Two. It definitely deserved Game of the Year. But, I definitely appreciate everyone for coming through. You guys made my birthday great this year with all the comments and stuff that you guys did on Twitter. I was in a lot of pain on my birthday. It kind of went away there towards like 1-ish. That's when I went to like watch Spider-Man and stuff. But you guys make it a lot easier, man. You make YouTube has definitely been a very highlight of my life. Sure, it's been a negative too. Sometimes you guys be getting me to go over and cuss people out. I've been trying to do better on that. But sometimes I fell at it, trying to do better on that. But, I appreciate everyone for coming through. I understand some PlayStation people in the chat arguing with some Xbox people. It's going to happen. Just keep it respectful. I won't really say too much as long as you ain't calling people some crazy stuff. I don't really care if you guys bicker with each other. Just make sure it's respectful because we don't want that type of chat. We want to chat. People feel like they can say, anything within reason. Because I do feel like if you say some off the wall stuff, the chat will come on you. But as long as you're not disrespectful, it's okay. Just don't call people personal names. Even Christopher Hart feels comfortable on ILP. And I want the Addict Show's chat to feel similar. But, I appreciate everyone coming through.